I think this even comes with sound. Can you guys hear that? I don't know if you... Yeah, okay, we got the clap on there, and I guess I'm going to be doing the song from Gimme That Boop. So stand by, guys. I'm learning how to do the process of how to do that. Was that cool though? Did you guys like that? Was that kind of a nice addition? Was that super duper? That's courtesy of my mods. So now I got to find the individual. Now, how do I do that? Can I do that with? Do we have a? Yes, we do. We do have alphabetical order. So this is a lucky dip from Gimme That Boop, and the name of the track is Path. And so let's do this and see what this is all about. Egads. I kind of like that. I mean, I think it's really kind of fun. I could have a lot of fun with that wheel thing and make life a little easier. So let's see what we got here. All right, from the lucky dip list. All right. That lonely upright bass. This is gnarly. Okay, so, gosh, this power of these doubled up cellos is so insane. But something that's really super cool about this, it's almost like they're playing at like full tilt power. You know, the bass player's gouging, literally gouging into his bass. Now the opening line obviously was an upright bass. Now obviously when this starts to chunk in there, there was one little percussive thing that happened. It almost sounded timpani-ish. And also, I don't know if it's me, maybe it's the track, maybe how it was uploaded, but this sounds like it's all mono. So I'm having to dig a little harder in my head to dig deep through this. But the thing is that dark chugginess that's happening with the bass while it's going balls to the wall, what's really unique is by not having any drums behind it, powering it through, you can rely on just the intensity and the darkness and the heaviness of the instruments that's happening. You know, how dark and how gnarly that is without having the drive of the drums, at least up to this point. So it makes it even more grittier, that it makes it even more. Now, Apocalyptica, this isn't that movie, is it? I'm not too sure. I'm dinging things. But anyhow, I just wanted to bring that up. By not having a drum kit in there, it actually hits really dark and a little harder than I would have anticipated with the drum kit. Is it a cello that's distorted? Is that what I'm hearing? That's absolutely mind-numbing. So this is all cello players. It makes sense now that I'm reading the comments. I'm going, okay, I get that. You know, they're playing and overdriving everything. They probably have stomp pedals going on there. But is that what Apocalyptica is? Is all just cello musicians? Yeah. I mean, obviously there was some percussion in there. You were hearing like either the ride bells or something that was being played there. And once again, I do want to say that I don't know, because this was, I don't think this was recorded in mono. I think maybe it has to do with the upload or something like that. That this probably sounds even fatter with a stereo blaze on it. But I don't know, man. That was just insane. Totally mental. So thank you for that. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to the wheel of how do you do? Let me make sure that I have ejected that, so give me a second. I'm trying to go through the little things that we do as we do. Okay, stand by. Let me see, I have to copy. I got to do like diggity, do. Then I go like this, and I go like this, and then I go like this, and I go like this, and then I go like this. Whoa. Okay, we're back into the lucky dip. Let's spin that wheel. It's a pretty fat wheel, man. This is a big fat list of people here. Whoops. Sorry. My wheel slippeth. All right, ready? Ready for the spin? 3, 2, 1. Hokido! Corny clapping. Okay, it's Luigi. It's me, Luigi. It's me, Luigi. All right, let's go back. Now I got to go do that. It's me, Luigi. So stand by for a second. I got to process that. I go like this. I go like this. And I look for it's me, Luigi. And stand by here. I got to go through this. Wait. Where is it? There you are. It's me, Luigi, here on the Lucky Dip. On your spin, we are doing Paxton. And let me mark that. And we're doing this. This is called Paxton. I don't know Paxton what, but it's Paxton. We're Paxton this. Element for OST, Paxton. Okay, here we go. Very weird little EDM nightmarish kind of. Wow, I really like this. Is this a video game, guys? That there's actually 3 bell instruments going on here with the arrangements. Super creepy. But is this a video game? Nobody answers me. Oh, experimental. Thank you. Great programming on the trap. A real tight, you know. But I think that's what makes this a lot more creepier, is that... Seed of the EDM Chucky. It's like a Nightmare Before Christmas meets Scissor Hands kind of weirdness. Like I hear this coming from Infected Mushroom as well. At least at this point. I love that arrangement in the background of the bells. Not the da, da, da. Listen to the back. It's subtle, but it's great. Yes, the tempo did increase. It's done that twice though. It's done this little arc. It's like a nightmare underwater. Super trippy track. I think one of the things that made it really kind of uniquely gnawing at your nerves and keeping you on edge was the choice of instruments and what he's playing, whether it's a little toy piano or a little toy box kind of vibes, that kept it really tight to these small bells. The chord changes in there were very obviously, you know, used to kind of put you in a haunting kind of a mode. And I think what really drove it home was the percussive programming of it. The really super high, thin, tinny hi-hats in that program. It almost is as if you had like a creepy robot ant, you know, walking around on your neck. And it gives you that kind of vibe. However, there was some really super nice, a little more dubstep-y additions to that. Probably about a third of the way through the track. No, about 2/3 of the way through the track. That started diving in a little deeper into this more wallowing kind of synth grind that they were pumping through there. But apparently, from what I saw here on the chat, this is an experimental game or something, and it doesn't have any miles on it. But apparently enough for somebody to want to request this. So this was a trippy listen, and and like I said, it yoked me back between being Halloweenish, a little Christmassy-ish, but a lot of the slopiness of the panning of some of the panning of the string type pads kind of made it sound like this could be like an underwater nightmare of sorts. Anyhow, that's the vibe I got from it. So that was a great listen. Mahalo. Okay, let's do one more lucky dip, Now I want to go back and grab a dono. So I gotta do my painstaking. First I go to here, and then first I gotta. Oops, did I? Yes, I dinked that out. Okay, I go like this. Once I go like that, I shrink this. I'm sorry, I'm doing help desk talk right now because it's the only way that I can get through it. And then I'm going to turn on the wheel of cheese. Wheel of cheese, please. There you are. Wheel of cheese. It's a me, Luigi. Yeah, you won. You're removed, though. So first I got to do this. I go like this. And then, oh, yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Woohoo! Wow, look at everybody on there. Do you see you? If you see you, say I see you on this lucky spin of dipness. Something like that. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute, Kairu, you got to be there. Wait a second. Hang on for a second. No, maybe because you're an overachiever in the request. I don't know. And also Baha Smancer. Okay, wait a second. You say you don't see yourselves. Okay, so give me a second. There's an answer to that, I think. So give me 1 second. I didn't do one thing. So let me refresh the data. Let's see if those who may not see themselves, because I'm learning. Remember, guys, this is a whole new process. They got on with me earlier, like 15 minutes before the stream, said, okay, this is how it works, go. But they're patient. They're very kind. Of course, they go, you don't have to do this if you want to. I'm like, yes, let's do this. All right, I refreshed the data, copied it. Now let's see what we got here. So let's hope, if you're not seeing yourself, let's see if we see you now. I refreshed the data, and I don't know. Okay, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and spin them. I wish I could set the spinning time for like 10 seconds of spin. I don't know, maybe that's somewhere up in there. But here we go. I'm spinning it. We're on it. Let's go. Ooh. All right. Decker 1331. There he is. Decker's all happy. Hola. All right, Decker, what do we got for you? Let me go back to your, I got to go back to this page here. And looking you up here, there you are right there. And you want something I can't read because it looks like it's in Russian. It doesn't matter. I'm playing it. So Decker, here we go. I cannot read what the title is, but I'm sure it's going to be a ginormous piece of music. Oops, I got to shrink this. Oh, how come? Oh, that's because I got to turn it off. All right, guys, here we go. Decker, this is for you. Can you tell me what this is in the meantime? Oh, wow, this is killer. This is 80s, but it pushes like an 80s psychedelic kind of... Okay, this is a short track. I'm going to tell you right now what I really love about this is that what makes this a really strong hook for me, I mean, nostalgically, the sound and the engineering of it is really pulling me back into some real, you know, early 80s kind of vibes in kind of a, I don't know what kind of genre we would really call this. I don't know, you guys help me with the genre. But what I love and what's hooking me into this is the fact that that bass line is a constant and it's not muted. So even though it's going, it's just ringing out and keeping that root buried in there. But you have the guitar going, and to me, that just is like, hooks me in. And then even the vocal line in this is monotone. It's staying in there. So we're really relying on the melodic, playing of that guitar. Yeah, new wave. Thank you. It's like a God, there's another like a psychedelic new wave kind of vibe to it. But anyhow, I just wanted to rinse on that really quick. I love that. See how they boosted that in the mix when the vocals dropped out? This track was an absolute hook bomb. It was a new wave hook bomb for me. And it was great, man. Thank you, Decker, so much. That was a great listen. I will say something else I want to mention about this. So first of all, I don't know, forgive me, what the language is that written. Is that Russian or is it something else? I'm not too sure. It just kind of looks like it from my lack of wisdom in linguistics. But is the name of the band Molchat Doma? Is that what that is? Oh, it's Polish. Thank you. Is the name of the band Molchat Doma? Is that what I'm looking at? I'm just looking at the channel here. Something else that was really oh, good. Okay. Oh, it's on your playlist? Fantastic. By the way, yeah, let me share this. I haven't been doing that too. Gosh darn it. I'll get used to it. It'll get in my elbow. Here's the link for that. By the way, guys, if you want to check it out or save it to your playlist. Something else that was really intriguing as an engineer I was listening to is that everything was right down the middle on this. It was all mono. There weren't a lot of instruments in there, right? So even that, like, maybe it was like a Linn drum, an old Linn drum, or an original TR 808 or something that was holding the, kick snare. We had the bass going on there. We had the guitar, but then we also had that synth line along with the vocals. But the unique thing is I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe this is, an old upload from somebody who didn't have a stereo output or something. But there is stereo on the reverb that I'm hearing. So, God, would have loved to have been a fly on the wall as they've decided as they were putting this out what they were shooting for. Just as they went in, or does this whole album have that presentation where it's mono, but they're using some reverb sounds? Or is it a mono recording that was remastered and sent through something that had, they added ambiance to it by maybe plating it or something, or putting a small reverb on it like that? But thank you for that, man. That was great. Fully dug that. Okay, I'm going to jump into a dono real quick, so stand by. I'm trying to play a little catch up here. I still have a little bit of time here, so what time is it? 6:45 my time. What time did I start? 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm good. Excuse me, that was gross. I try to keep myself by about 3 hours is when I start freaking out in my ears and I can't manage it. So hang on for a second, guys. I have to refresh the data. Navarre Rising. Nerevar Rising. This is you coming up now. From Nightwish. Let me pop this open really quick. Nightwish was one of my very first, when I first started the Decomposer Lounge, and I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't have any idea what I'm doing. When I got into, let me copy this and let me clean this up really quick. First of all, also Navarre Rising, you are always so very generous, and I thank you so much for coming back and hanging out and listening to music together with us and the gang here. So I got to thank you for that. So anyhow, guys, listen. I'm going to call this video in, but I'm not going to play it yet. So give me a second here. So this looks like it's a live performance, so give me a second here. Before we go into this, my wonderful journey with Nightwish started at the very beginning of the Decomposer Lounge. And I had done, you know, I just get suggestions like I still do. And somebody says I should listen to Nightwish and stuff, and I was, you know, completely blown away by everything that they represented. I didn't realize at whom and at what time I was listening, at what year, to what bass player or what lead singer, and realize that it's a very rich history of music that this band had put out. But I will say one thing: what a hell of a fan base! The loyalty, their sheer joy and passion for the music is just outstanding. I mean, I kind of liken that kind of passion and loyalty to fans of, like, you know, Tool and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not before anybody comes back going, how dare you put those two in the same sentence in the same breath. I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that loyalty, that dedication to the music, and whatever it is, the connectivity from the band to the band to the fan is outstanding. Plus, actually, Nightwish was my very first introduction to that European, Nordic, opera metal, theater metal, very gallant. I learned all the terms or whatever. So I look forward to this. So let's do this. This is Nightwish, Creek Mary's Blood. And I don't know who's the lead singer at what year. I guess maybe this is Tarja Turunen. I think she's one of the singers. So maybe this looks like it's going to be one of the early releases. If not, I'm sure you'll tell me. Here we go. And that's something else. They are so steeped in culture and authenticity. That's another big takeaway that I've gotten from Nightwish and their mission musically.
Soon I will be here no more. You'll hear my tale through my blood, through my people, and the eagle's cry. The bear within will never lay to rest. Wandering on horizon road, following the trail of tears. White man came, saw the blessed land. We cared to took, you fought, we lost. Not the war battered unfair
I love how we can lightly hear that flute instrument. It's there, or is it the move? I don't know. Big stadium rock ballad vibe there. Barely hear that bass there, but that was a great little turnaround there. So this is a little more of the sound of Nightwish that I recognize. I mean, they're playing to playback tracks, so it doesn't matter. I mean, but you can hear the big, you know, French horns and some of the string arrangements in the background. Oh, he's got a great voice. Jeez. Look at me leaning into it like I wanted to get a little louder. That's a massive stadium they're playing.
Chonkawa kanbe wa toga hena. Oblaye te ankapi o ihankeshne hena. Ta ate ebekin asniki ashni he akatan hanbi iwanka. Oblaye te ankakin o shicheshni mitaku yebe on. Makoche kin wakan tanka kinon. Miwichala okini han hepi I yuha kichi. Han pechu I yuha kichi yelo. Mi ye checha he haka kin yelo. Na ni ye checha son kmane tu tanka pi kin ka mi kaga wo wa shaka I son. Un chimpi dueni ni taku keya stat u. Un wa kupi pela nukakiya. Han pechu wa ste le talawan le alawan un magaina bita yelo. Un tapi ito kav ota ye. Na ekte ena on hanska o hakav ni itans ni ahu ni da ni I hanke yelo.
That's intense. So at least by virtue of this, you can hear the tracks that are playing behind it. Obviously heavily supported by the band and everybody, there's no two ways about that. But that's one of the things that I've listened. I've done about 7 or 8 tracks, maybe 9 tracks from Nightwish. But they've been a little bit more of the later works with I forgot the name of the other singer, but oh god, I guess the bass player just quit last year or a year and a half ago. Floor Jansen, right? Thank you. But the one thing that I've always been pulled in just beyond listening to the music. I can get into music, I break it down, I'm listening to it, it's great. It's just the connection between their music and the fans is so tremendously powerful. You know, and you know the mystic storytelling is to me is really super authentic. Obviously, I don't speak the language that this gentleman was for his culture, but what I did like though in his performance, number one, is the tone of his voice while he was singing was absolutely amazeballs. But this last bit where he was speaking almost the cadence percussively was really super cool with what was playing. Now the singer, which I believe is Tarja, she has a beautiful voice, very storytelling, a different kind of power than Floor Jansen. More of a mystical pulling kind of tone to her voice. I think Floor has a little bit more of a metal kind of vibe in. She can thrust that through, you know, in a more power operatic kind of way. But this Tarja has an absolutely beautiful voice in the capacity of that operatic storytelling kind of vibe. But yeah, that was that. So that was great. I hope you like that, Never Are. I hope I did it justice by listening. Excuse me. But yeah, what a great little listen there. Great little listen. Great little listen. No, it's a tremendous piece of work. Hala. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, but no, you're right though. I mean, somebody I think just was breezing through the comments here, which is the fact that there were those instances where there was more of a recognizable Nightwish grind, and when they powered up compared to the other arrangements and stuff. But that's what makes a great song is when they can pull in and out of that and integrate those different kinds of arrangements. So, all right, let me see what I'm getting into here. Stand by. Let me pull another from our Dono. I don't know, Dono. Stand by. Oh shit! I just pressed the wrong button. I hope I didn't do shit. Stand by. Oh, there's a new indicator. Oh, you know what, Nantin? I have another one from you from the 2nd of December. Let's go ahead and do that for you because I didn't realize how far back that was. My bad, everybody. We're going to do one more from Nantin really quick, and that's because I blew it, and I make good where I blow it. This is Chrono Trigger, guys. So let's get in on some. Let me, whoops, confirm, and dink. My bad. Okay, stand by. Here we go. Nice little Mid-Eastern Indian, little sensible thing going on there. I like those subtle little pop. You see this very old synthy vocal pad right there. He was using it in kind of a pop, pop vibe. I like the subtle delay too that's on the kind of that mallet bell. There's a little bit of delay in there that's giving a nice little bounce. Oh, thanks, Kyrie. That was good. Very laid back, and I mean, if this is supposed to be a place of waiting in the sound in the game, so this was one of those things that puts you in this kind of meditative kind of moment. Now I don't know what happens in the game here, if you're assembling things or if you're walking around, and or this is actually part of gameplay, but it definitely has that kind of vibe where it's like I could see this. I mean, with what little experience I have, like with Stardew Valley. Let's say this would be like a really cool little piece of music in the Stardew Valley thing. If it was like kind of set in kind of a Pakistan Indian kind of vibe, and you're collecting things, because that's what the track kind of gave me, was that kind of vibe. So, but I like that, and I'm sorry it took me so long to get to this, because we're all working this. I'm working this new system with the guys. So I appreciate your patience on this, but I loved it. But I'm going to go back really quick to the little vocal stabs that were there, because you had that ding, 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 and you had this and then stepped out to do the melody and everything. Excuse me, the melody, and when it did, it got a little brash and a little hot in the level when that vocal line came out with that synthy vocal pad. So this is all about here. All right, let's do this. Of strength and the lust for power. I like the matchup on the pad here. I love that. Also, what I love about this is that integration with clean and fried vocals. When done right, it sounds great. Oh, I love that. That line in the back of string pad. What a great track! This is, you know what? This has a very unique blend of what it sounds like. There's some, you know, there's definitely strings that are going on back there in arpeggiation. This is not to take away from the boldness of the song construction and the vocals and the performance that's going there, but I always dig into these nuances in there. And right now, what we were just listening to, it sounded like there were some xylophones that were really going there, that were live xylophones. But this kind of integration, this stream has been very unique for very large pieces of work that are very storytelling-esque, not just songs that are nice and have good hooks and stuff, which is nice that we've heard through the day, but it's just been one of those kind of journeys for me that everything has been ginormous and huge and have very unique blends and hybrid, you know, kind of composition. And also the tones of the guitars on this is very unique, kind of a crashy, I'm going to say thrashy, trashy kind of saturation to it, almost like they've really kind of threw up in the EQs, like maybe at about 8K, and made it sizzle and fry a little more. So it doesn't have something that traditionally I might be used to listening to, and being able to kind of definitively, you know, glow into the guitar sounds. This is very unique, bringing in a really darker, harder coloring into into what I'm listening. And then I want to turn on, before I start up again, I want to turn around and just say what a great blend between clean and shredded vocals, the ripped vocals, and they're not so far out in your face. You know, they're not like the call to action of that vocal performance. It's not overly out there, but very well engineered. So it's really nice in the pocket. Yeah, good blast beat and xylophone, right? I love how the guitar line is in unison with that string arrangement. There's a good. You can hear the piano back there, right? Very anthemic, very powerful right through here. Banging up with those choir, that whole arrangement back there. Really nice. So this looks like this is part of a much longer piece. This is a complete like theatrical performance or operatic metal operatic kind of concept album. One leads into the other there. This was unexpected in the sense that, you know, when I first started to hear the arrangements, that what I had mentioned earlier before, the very odd kind of sounds for the guitar and everything, that they really pushed that element there, but it was such a unique blend with their string pads and their arpeggiations, the xylophones and all that additional arrangements, as it started to get more bolder metal operatic kind of vibe, metal theater, musical theater kind of vibe. And then at the very end, you know, it closes out with those with the choirs, but the choirs they were there, but they were subtle, they weren't overpowering. So, I mean, the bigger story behind this has got to be, you know, a complete listen to a whole album. Now, if this is Act 2, I don't know how many tracks are actually part of this program. But yeah, no, that was the last, that was the end of that track. But it looks here, I'm looking at the right side of this, and this looks like this is a 8-piece all through and through. Now, I don't know if, of Earth and Accent from... I'm gonna have to look this up on the on Spotify. Speaking of which, stand by for 1 second. Let me share the link with you guys if you guys want to check that out. Yeah, the cover art looks great. I love that cover art. There you guys go. I thought everybody went to sleep for a second because chat went kind of slowed down on that. But I was glad, Nether Wolf, I was glad to be able to get that up there for you. I hope you're still here for that. I don't even know if you were still here or if you'd left already. Nonetheless, once again, like I always say, guys, check in on that YouTube channel for anything you may have missed when you put it down on the either the Dono or the Lucky Dip. Anyhow. All right. By the way, if any one of the mods is there, could you unpin and pull down the request form, please, as I meander through another one. Let's get going, so stand by for a second here, guys. Okay, I got that. And stand by for one more second. Let me try to make it through here. Okay, what do we got coming on? Double A, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, I see you're not. Oh, all right, gotcha. I think none of the Twitch mods are still here to pull the request. 1 a.m. How are you? Are you still there? 1 a.m. No, it's probably 1 a.m. over there. Can you pull the? Oh, you did already. Thank you. Pull the list. The Dono request thing. All right, just to make sure we don't get it done. There we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, let me see who's coming up next. So stand by, please. Look at me going as long as I'm going too. I'm going to try to hang out here for a little more here. Let me see. I'm looking at dates here. Now I'm looking at. Excuse me. Late snake still. He's lurking, just lurking in the lurk. Okay, not playing in the house, but lurking in the lurk. That was pretty fast. All right. Netherworld, thank you so much for your Prime subscribe as well. You're very generous with that listen and that dono as well as your subscribe, so I really appreciate that. Hope I enjoyed what I did, and if you just missed it, it'll be on that YouTube channel. All right, next up, Xeno Wise 135. What have I got here for you? This is called Cannonball. So let's do that. It's 4:30 on a Tuesday. 7:30 on a Monday for me. All right, let's do this. Yeah, what time is it for everybody over there? Where you are, and where? On the continent. Which continental tectonic plate do you live on? Here we go. When was this video game released? Okay, so I'm seeing some comments that people are saying this is 8-bit. Now, in my small cruise through this 1 year worth of listening to video games, this sounds like it has more like 16-bit attributes to it, a little deeper keys and stuff in there, and a little richer. Everything does seem kind of pocketed, is pocketed a lot like an 8-bit, 16-bit style. Now, apparently this was released in the 2000s, so maybe the intention was to give it the same feel and vibe, but it does sound like it has a little bit more of a modern progressive key sounds on top of it. So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what I'm feeling with this. 32-bit, yeah, saying, oh yeah. Oh, I see. Thank you, Hurricane. Okay, there's a little more pattern. Okay, going into the fade. I really like the melody. Da, 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 da. Kind of left that hanging out there and stuff. I mean, the arrangements on this were pretty intricate. I mean, they stuck. The composer stuck pretty tight to, you know, kind of a drum bass guitar keys vibe kind of band setup on this. There wasn't a lot of extra stuff going on, even though it sounded like he had the capability of it. Now, when you guys say this was this handheld? Yeah, there was a little bit of a crunchiness to it, Time Paradox. You know, a little bitey and stuff like that. But this was it a handheld game or something like that? I could have swore I saw something here on the, a handheld console. Ink 'em up. So, does that mean it's ones that are like this big? They're a little wider. They're not like the little ones that I played the little football and stuff on. It's a little more of like a wider experience, a little bigger screen. And if that's the case, did you have the capabilities to plug like a headset into it? Because I wouldn't see how some of the dynamics of this would be delivered. I mean, it still would work, but over like, let's say, the small handheld type of speaker systems. So I guess I'd have to look up the Game Boy Advanced. Oh, Wouldn't that be just smart for me to just do that? Oh, you can plug headphones into it. Okay, I'll have to look that up on my own there. But then, good, you did answer that question there for me. Okay, so you can at least enjoy the experience of having. And then on top of that, I take it that you can hear the gameplay sound effects, or whatever this boss battle was. I take it. Love the track, man. Poppy, zippy, fun, bouncy, but still meaning business kind of vibe. You know. A screen illuminator. Oh, you can play it on TV as well too. Oh, all right. Oh, okay, super cool beans. Coming up next, ink 'em up. This is for you. This one is called La Madame on the Moon. Stand by. La Madame on the Moon. Yippee! There you are. I know you people hanging out here trying to get to everybody's stuff. Let's do this.
High above the city made of rubber lovers, a detective undercover is on a mission of urgency. But what other reason could it be? Seems it recently a string of broken ceilings, stolen pictures, shady dealings, have been pinned on a favorite foe. Now we'll see what he's made of. She's a rose in reverse bloom. She's the faithful hand of doom. She's the madam on the moon, playing tunes for you. When the stars chase out the day and the phantom hours await, she is tuning up to play her tunes for you, playing tunes for you. A serenade of old familiar gloom, to stick it in that bourgeoisie and smooth. None of the bad men disapprove. Who is the madam on the moon? You can spot it through the stormiest of weather.
So when was this released? 8 years ago. Ink 'em up. When was the? I mean, it was posted 8 years ago. When was this released? This is so trippy, but this is pulling me back to like, kind of like Danny Elfman, Oingo Boingo kind of vibe, where you can be all over the place and be, you know, that kind of experimental with your composition. 2006. Okay, because I mean, some of the playing there, I mean, some of the musicianship and the arrangements there kind of bowed a little more into more modern composition and stuff, but the trickiness and the complexity of the song in of itself, very kind of trippy, let's just say. All that being said, excuse me, just like I said, it leans into that kind of Danny Elfman kind of vibe of being kind of all over that, but I'm really loving the emphasis on the piano on this in this song they're putting here.
His binoculars are leather, tailor-made by the chief of staff, to read out the madam, and tease after her in chimneys and across the tops of bridges, down the steepest Chaco ridges, with a pattern dexterity, you will whip out his radar. She's a ladle to your spoon, she's a new keen sonic croon, she's the madam on the moon, playing tunes for you. She's the
He's a pianist. Okay, that makes sense.
Not to say a maiden fair, never compliment her hair. Playing tunes for you, playing tunes for you. Her favorite apparatus is the lute, but lately she's been practicing the flute. All concentration on our rune. Who is the madam on the moon? Who is the madam on the moon? Who is the madam on the moon? She is standing right next to you. Who is the madam on the moon? Who is the madam?
Love the bass on this, man. Crank it. It has there's a little bit of a Les Claypool kind of vibe in there, And even though there was some punchy, crunchy guitar through that whole thing, obviously it was more obviously all pretty much piano driven. Now, come to find out that, of course, you told me that the composer is a pianist and that's his primary instrument. And apparently he produced and wrote everything himself. But I would like, once again, this is one of those things where you want to be kind of a fly in the room as he's composing it, or what's in his head and stuff. I mean, when you're writing stuff like this, these stop and starts, these change ups and tempos, and these shifts in moods and stuff come from somewhere, from in here, from that point of creativity. So like when I listen to this kind of music, I really enjoy sitting and really soaking in on this, because I don't have that capacity to write like that, because you have to be very theatrical in here to translate whatever's in your brain, you know, out onto the keyboards, guitar, bass, drums, whatever. When you're producing a song, you know, you really have to for me, I guess, in my writing, a lot of times it's always about visualizing something first and then writing a score to it. You know what I mean? It's like for instance, that little piece that I wrote while I was on my break, and there was the stars and the galaxy. Well, in my head, I wanted to write something that was very spacey like that. So in my mind, I already had what I wanted as far as the graphic imaging. I actually looked for the graphic image first, and okay, here it is. And I was able to write to it, you know, and translate it outwards. But definitely has that that Danny Elfman kind of abstract. Elfman, Zappa, you know, all those guys that really pushed all those limits out there. So great listen, man. Just boy, this session has been this kind of music, which has been great, but it really has caught me off guard. So yeah, storytelling is exactly it. That's exactly where this is pushing it. So yeah, excuse me. All right, diving into the next one here. Baha Smanshir, are you with me here, Baha Smanshir? If not, I'm doing your song. It will be recorded and put onto YouTube. And the song that you are doing, hey, there you are. How are you? All right. So this one is called Darker Thoughts. First of all, if you're new here, thank you so much first for coming out, hanging out. Number two, hanging out on the stream for as long as you probably have been while you're here. And number three, the cup of coffee dono. That means a lot. So, oh, wait a second. Before I do that, I want to do this first. I want to pay homage to this track that I just listened to. So I just put the link inside the chat right there. There you go. I'm trying to be good with that. Okay, now let me go back. And that link was on this last song I just did, which was La Madame on the Moon by Bryan, Scary, and the Shredding Tears. All right, now let's get back to Baha Smantia. Thank you. Uh-oh, Nuclear Blast. I can see the little logo here on the thumbnail. So I know what I'm in for. Let's do this. Well, not really. Sometimes I think Nuclear Blast is going to be all nothing but shreddy metal and just dark growling. I've been very surprised with some very unique artists that they have on their roster. Let's do this.
Drifting through loss, we escape from the cost of the pain. The healing through years so obscured by the tears and the
Easy
strain.
listening, yes.
But this one-way street you're on, you'll never be fulfilled.
A little bit of a Pink Floyd edgy there.
This one-way street you're on,
I love the tone of his voice.
get you killed. Healing the loss so delusional, hollow and vague.
Love that.
Sending through fear as emotionless dreams of the grave.
That's lyrics.
But this one-way street you're on, you'll never be fulfilled. And this
What a great build-in production. And I love that 6/8 vibe. Wow, listen to that bass tone. Oh God, that is so abysmally beautiful. I like that little light reflection on the drums, on the toms, in the ambience. One of the things I want to bring up here as I'm listening to this is I love when bands have the, when they have the gumption, and being this was the first time I've ever heard of a track from Paradise Lost, so I don't know if this is part of their discography that they add orchestral or, organic arrangements like we're hearing, be it keys or live or whatever, that this is part of their arrangements palette, if you would. But what I really enjoy about this is in the mix, they don't try to flood that in a stereo position in the mix. So we have the darkness and the heaviness of the band. That is of what the core of this, is all about. But when you hear the arpeggiation, I can't get it up there. Instead of it trying to push hard left and right, which would sound good, but it would fight against too much of the tones of the guitar, that they have it nicely, respectfully positioned, just slightly over here to this side, so you can still pull it together. And it definitely is not an encroaching part of the mix because the guitar is pounding through and everything. But that it's such there's a hypnotic tick-tock, like times awaiting kind of vibe with this song. It's heavy. This track is heavy, darker thoughts and what the lyrics are. But that gives you that kind of like you're watching like the slow hand or the minute hand of a clock, and it's giving you that edge, and I just love where they position that in the mix. The engineering on the drums sound great. I love how they leave the bass grinding through this section still. Listen to that bass, man. God, that was great, man. I loved listening to that. But I'm going to circle back into just my joy over the fact that the way they set their string arrangements in the mix. But that bass, when I was listening to the last half of the track, where all the power's in, from the vocals, the dark, the heaviness, the guitar, the lead line, or the melodic lead line, playing alongside with all that, I couldn't help but focus on how much that bass line really held the balls of the track with the guitars. It's how such an important part. It's just the bass is so freaking important in music, and I think we all know that. It's just, you know, the unsung hero a lot of times, unless the bass player is a lead singer, and then it gets a little more focus and stuff. But it is such an important, you know, part of bands, metal bands especially, but hey, even light jazz bands. Such an important part of it. But the tone and the throatiness of it, it was like a sizzling cabinet overdrive kind of vibe. And they kept it through. They didn't kick in and out of clean sound, dirt sound. No, this was it, committed to it, you know. So that was really super cool beans. So thank you so much, man. I'm glad I was able to get around to your track. What I got? I'm gonna do. Let me see here. What do I got here? Stand by. Let me see. Gliding. Are you here, gliding? Momma Sed versatility mix. That's what this is. And let me hit this really quick, and then I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I have actually just a handful left of donos. I'm gonna have to put that on task on hold for a little bit. Excuse me, because after this I'm going to do a one more lucky dip, and then I think I'm gonna bow out because I'm starting to feel a little ratted out here. So my throat is. So hang on for a second. All right, here we go, gliding. I'm sure. Oh, there you are. How are you? This is yours, buddy. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the dono. I really super appreciate it. Thank you so much for waiting around. Streams are getting a lot longer than they used to, but I'm here for you.
Changes come.
Oh, Puscifer.
Keep your dignity. Take the high road. Take it like a man. Changes come. Keep your dignity. Take the high road. Take it like a man.
Oh, beautiful vocals on this cheese. You're right, I do recognize this from listening to it originally on the Decomposer Lounge.
Mama got something to tell you. Changes come. Life will have its way.
See him triggering the sample.
With your pride.
That looks like an old Prophet 5. Oh my goodness.
Hang on, sunlight. Storms blowing in your horizon. Changes come. Keep your dignity. Take the high road. Take it like a man.
I like the effect on Maynard's voice.
Changes come. Keep your dignity. Take the high road. Take it like a man. Mama got something to tell you. All about
right.
growing pains. All about growing pains.
Nice little harmonic there.
Come.
your dignity. Take the higher road. Take it like a man.
I love the lo-fi EQing on his voice. Hang on, guys. Something just happened in front of my house, and the ring, the bell's going off. Stand by. Sorry about that, guys. I got time for one more. Yesterday there was a horrible fire across the street from where I live, and I mean it was really bad. The whole house went up and everything, and they had just left. And it was my neighbor who I was helping doing some stuff while all the fire trucks and stuff were coming, and he just told me he was knocking at the door, thinking he's the guy that he's at that age where he doesn't have a cell phone, so he used the old school days, knock at the door and ring the bell. But I heard something bang before that. Anyhow, he wanted to borrow one of my trash cans, but he just told me that whole house exploded and caught on fire because of one of those batteries in a scooter, because his wife is needs to have one of those motorized scooters. What's the name of those kind of lithium batteries or something like that? So the lithium battery in the scooter blew up and caught on fire and burnt the whole house down that they've been living in for 2 generations and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm sorry. I was at the end of this track, and then I heard that, I'm sure probably you guys heard it over the mic, the ding, 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 ding. I was like, oh my God. Especially at this time of night, you don't know what's lurking out there. And so anyhow, I'm sorry about that distraction. Anyhow, back to excuse me, back to this track. Anything that Maynard does in something in all of his projects, Puscifer, A Perfect Circle, and Tool, he's just a tremendous force of power when it comes to writing music in his particular way and how he does it. But what I love about what Maynard does is in each one of his projects have completely different sounds in production. Puscifer is a little more synthy oriented, more keyboard oriented, and something like that. Whereas more a Perfect Circle is more prog pop rock, maybe something along that line. Where of course everybody know what Tool sounds like, but yeah, that's a, you know, he's always a joy to watch. And I also saw him, if you can see here on the little thumbnail too. There's this really super great interview he did with Rick Beato. You know, he's a real fun guy to listen to. Okay, let me do this now. I want to make sure I share this like I do. Create, copy, and share. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Excuse me. Okay, one more track. I'm doing this from the Lucky Dip. Once again, if there are a few that are hanging out there, I have from, let me see, Citron Cat, Wild 21, Kairu, Brogamugensen, and another one just came in a little bit ago. So I'm going to have to catch that on the next stream. I apologize for that. You guys know that, or I might even jump on, I don't know, maybe catch a whim in the middle of the week and get, so I can get these, because I'd like to, you know, bring him to roost and get it down. But if you do miss it on the stream, remember that YouTube channel, it's going to be there without a doubt. But you know, stay tuned to me, because who knows, I might show up and all of a sudden you get a notification that I'm streaming, just so that I can, you know, get into some of this. So I know I don't have to apologize. You guys are nice to me. I just try. I want to be, you know, I'd like to excuse me. Hang on for a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get take a hit of my asthma spray. Stand by. Thank you for that. All right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, when I was running up and down the stairs, it kicked off a little bit of a wheeze for me. I already have a hard enough time breathing as it is. Okay. All right, so we're going to do one more lucky dip here. So I'm going to bring on up my wheel of misfortune. And let me do this. And I'm going to, excuse me. Time to spin. Let's see how lucky anybody's feeling here today. Let me set this up really quick. And pop that in there. And then I got to turn on this. No, the wheel's coming. I got the wheel coming. I just have to turn it on like this. Woohoo! There it is. Sorry. I'm going to try to live stream that. I really am. It just depends on where I'm at. I'm slightly behind on this music job, and I still have another 10 tracks to write before the end of this month. And yes, 10 tracks to write. And these particular tracks coming up have a little more than the last 10 tracks I just finished. It took me 3 weeks for those. But this one actually has a lot of acoustic guitar and ukulele and some live guitar work. Usually spend a little more time on that, so it depends on how crazy busy I am. But anyhow, so here we go. I know I do. I should. You're right, Double A. I should do some kind of canned. Maybe I'll get some old Monty Hall. Not Monty Hall. Who was the other? Who was the other guy that would play that you'd spin the wheel with? A very famous game. Anyhow, whatever. Bob Barker. See if I can't sample a Bob Barker thing. All right, spinning the wheel, guys. Here we go. For the last song of the evening, let's do this. 1, 2, and spin! Damned registration. We're in on this. The price is wrong, Bobby. There we go, damned registration. There you go. Almost Silco was probably creeching right there. Alrighty, let me go ahead and let me shrink this out now, and let me hide the wheel of cheese. And so let's do this. Let me look for your. Oh my God! Thank God the mods, man. The way they built this forum, so many trick little things I can do here. Okay, here we go. For damned registration. This is yours. This is Miner's Lament. All right, let's do this. The last song of the evening of the stream. This is called Miner's Lament from Damned Registration. And like usual, thank you. You know, you come by too, like many people, and constantly come back and hang out and support and enjoy. So let's do this together. Here we go. You guys know this track? I don't know this track. Do you guys know this track? I don't know. I don't know this track. That's why it's the first time listening. Dumbass. Is this a video game or is this a... Very chain gang sounding. They sneak in this beautiful cello under this heaviness. I love the dusty old cranky upright piano that they got down in here, trying to stick with the authenticity of, like, you know, miners digging away in a mine shaft, and like what you would picture after works. And not even though it says, I think the game you guys said it was like kind of supposed to be kind of a late 1800s miners kind of game or something like that. So in your mind you might conjure up what a saloon might look like, you know, in an old miners town and stuff like that. But it's really nice because they kept some of the authenticity of even some of the plucked instruments. They sound roughly in tune. In other words, it's tuned, but there's a little bit of distuning between some of the instruments. It sounds like you would hear in a beat up old upright piano kind of vibe. But the other thing is that I really can appreciate the lower tone of the voices, that you know, the bass is there, but there's also a bass covering, you know, a lower line there. But super digging this track, and it's, I guess for a video game, this must be pretty heavy. Hangman. Like that nice little, give us a little bit of smoothness with that strings. little dissonance back there. Not resolving it, leaves you hanging out there. I love how they do that. Yeah, it sounds like it was definitely sung by a bunch of guys that have miner's lung, or very grovelly and kind of mucusy and kind of heavy and dark. And apparently that's the game. I think somebody said it's a lot like a slow Hangman's game or something of that nature. But a very, very time period perfect piece. Chain gang sounding with the instrumentation, as I said earlier. What I liked is that they slipped in these little ambient, haunting little things every now and then that step beyond that instrumentation. So that instead of it being very dry with what they had there, they kept on slipping in with these little string lines or these little padded lines in the background. That still delivers that like kind of spaciness vibe in your head. But there were a couple of those notes that were left out dangling. That's you saw me going, because I wanted it to resolve, and they didn't. They let it hang out there to make you feel really uncomfortable. So yeah, that's it. Oh my goodness, I'm done with the stream for right now, folks. Guys, I am done. I do have a few hanging out there. Like I said earlier, please hang in there if you got some donos there, or and then we got to refresh the lucky dip. I hope you guys like the wheel. Did you guys like the wheel thing that we're doing? We're trying to find different ways to have a little bit more fun. Let me know if you like the wheel. And also, I once again, can't thank you guys, both the team, the mods, and those of you who hang out here and working with the mods. And there's an issue here, and this is doing there, and the mods are coming and helping and stuff. This is just a kick-ass community, and I'm stoked. And for those of you that have been here for 3.5 hours now, almost 4 hours now, I've been on here. Especially those who are just lurking in the background and don't say much. You have it on, and you're doing what you're doing around the house or working on your computer or whatever, and I'm just happen to be the noise in the background keeping you company. I want to thank you guys as well, and as well as everybody here on the chat. This was a long haul for me, and I enjoyed it. Some of the music was really intense, very long, but very well worth it. And I will be back on Sunday, but that's like my usual Sunday and Monday. But I just might creep in before that, maybe just for an hour or so to maybe handle what's left out on the donos there and maybe just have a little fun. I'm going to try to come back on the 7th. I guess the 7th is when they're doing the streaming of the video game, except the timing might be all off for me compared to when they do it and where I'm at here in Hawaii. So, yeah. So that's it. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Those of you who are first timers on everything here, I want to thank you for your support and for buying me the cups of coffee and the peanut butter and watch me blow up zombies yesterday. And then finally, once again, please don't forget to join that YouTube channel where I pop up the archives if you missed anything or if you want to see some of the stupidity I languish over while I try to be a gamer, and blow up things. The zombies don't mind. So everybody out there, you guys take care. I had a great time, and thank you once again for working with us together on the forums and the wheel and stuff. They're giving me all these suggestions. I'm like, wait, we can do what? So big hats off to the mob. All right, guys, you take care. Patty cakes. I'll be talking to you within 24. And it's a big, how do you do there? Let me put my mouse on the right button. Remember, I always keep doing this. To all the mods, super mahalo to everybody out there, Kairu, the gang, everybody. You guys take care. Have a killer rest of your week until I see you next time. Ahui ho, Hawaiian for until we meet again. All right.